It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks. And it comes your way next.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. Jensen Sanders now to get this one started, and off we go from Seattle. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
As I remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken out of bounds all the way down near the 35-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. And even 40 yards.
I've heard of quick strike offenses, but this is taking that to the extreme. I mean, the very first snap of the ball game, normally you're thinking, let's get our quarterback comfortable and get him into the and it pays off in a big way.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. They follow up that. Now on 2nd and 9. Here's Smith. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time of manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to drive through contact and short of the sticks.
Had just the one big play on the drive. To put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on a national stage like this. Really, his entire career he's demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Hill going to go in motion right. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Calling a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3 and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion, the tight end. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Back deep is Jalen Darden. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Metcalf. 75 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. In one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Short throw to Smith. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll dump this off to H.A. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Tua sets up to pass it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Hill going to go in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep. And they'll instead run up the middle. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Finds Hill on the crossing route. Complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run H.A. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. H.A. once more, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. They'll send the tight end in motion. 2 and out, 3rd and goal. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the wall. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Sanders' kick is good. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it, the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. This will be caught. It's one. The 8-yard line. In motion, Hill. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And they'll get this.
Power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
One more time with Achane. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now Tua. Escaping the pressure. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from drawing level. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Seahawks offense and DK Metcalf getting ready to go back to work. And what a start he's off to. You don't want to start prorating numbers out for 4 quarters, but it's fair to say this defense is going to have to find some way to slow him down. Play action. It's Smith. He lets it fly for Lockett. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They geared up and took a deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. And this one is incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And he backs away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they're coming up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
They snap it to Smith. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 10-10 our score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss. Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Play action, now it's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. Jake Bailey on now punt here on 4th down. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded at about the 28. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawks touchdown. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Now Myers for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You put the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. On play action, here's Tua. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Derek Hall in there that time to get him to the turf. Here's Jake Bailey now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Seahawks take back over. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when
got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now up to 14. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10. Right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Completes it to the tight end, Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Able to shake him off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Again, rolling right each end. And he'll get this out only to around the 33. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Looking to pass. Tua. Incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by his defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Got a punter bailing on now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Seahawks offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to it with another drive here. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success here.
It's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno down to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns to 21 points. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Hand off to H.A. to begin the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st downs.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there on the opening play of this drive. Right back to H.A. on 2nd down. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. It's Hill, complete. This is 2nd and 8. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. From the gun, it's Tua. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Hall. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. On is Jake Bailey to send us away. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And just inside of a minute left, Charles, they got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this. But you would think definitely. And got his man complete. Through the middle of the field. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdowns. Point up and through by Myers. And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Now the Dolphins going to play the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Tua going to throw. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Seahawks are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with during a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. This one winds up being intercepted.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
It's fine with me.
Off of play action, here's Smith. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Yay.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
The final shot here before break. Smith going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is is answered.
How did they get that done?
And that touchdown, his 5th touchdown grab of the game, and that ties him with Jerry Rice from 1990, Kellen Winslow Sr. from 1981, and Bob Shaw back in 1950 for the most receiving touchdowns in a single NFL contest. Myers connects on the PAT, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
It was a former comeback player of the year, Smith, who was shook in the first half. He put together the kind of half you dream about. 5 touchdown passes, as his guys are well in control of this ball game.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster in the first half. So where do they go from here?
The first thing you have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot. Pretty unlikely. But you just have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Throwing on second and long. Tua. And that one finds Waddle on the comebacker. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 35.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game. And they hit that one there for big yardage.
Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at the yard. Now Tua going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff as he'll drop to throw it. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's Tua. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And down to the 27-yard line. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it. Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 2nd and 10. In motion, Hill. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Reek Rulon. And the Seahawks are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 2. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play there for Seattle. 51 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, 3 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 6-touchdown lead. And that touchdown is going to put him in a class all by himself. His 6th receiving touchdown of this one. The most by one player in one game in the history of the National Football League. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Dolphins offense returning to the field.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Derek Hall getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 31.
A give left side, here's Achane.
And he's got it down to the 28.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Reek Willen. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a...
This is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talking about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll swing this complete out to Hill. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
They'll run for it with Achane, and he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Now Tua.
This one thrown underneath to Achane.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
They'll set up to throw. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This will be fielded at the 17. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Seahawks offense and their quarterback heading out for the snap. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. On the counter, it's Walker. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 and 2nd down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. 2nd and 6. Walker with another carry. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 54 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Smith. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The Charles are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on 3rd down. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the sticks. It's up a first and goal.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here where they talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots, and that's what happened on that play. He saw his fucking opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball all game. Fourth quarter here, need a big play, able to pick it up. So whatever the eyes saw and created, it worked. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Geno Smith scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Seahawks add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth.
What a call there on the quarterback draw. You want to spread the field and just tell your QB, hey, find a lane and go. And he's able to get the defense in a vulnerable spot and then take it into the end zone.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10. Right at the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level the second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Eugene and Rosu got the sack there. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now inside the 25. Jalen Waddle. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point up and good by Sanders as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a good return is he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. But they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out of this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now a run with Walker. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Achane. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. On second and 2, Tua. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Sanders' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second and 5.
Hey, here we go, hey.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
There we go,
Again, it's Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Hand off here to Walker. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you notice they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely dream scenario for everyone on that offense. And they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed.